Hey everybody, welcome back. So, some people are liberal, some are conservative, and others are libertarian. Have you ever wondered why are you the way that you are? Smash that like button and find out. In the previous video, we talked about core US values, focusing on areas of broad agreement, like rule of law, limited government, individualism, equal opportunity, and free enterprise. These principles serve as the bedrock of American political beliefs, distinguishing a uniquely American way of looking at government and politics. But as we established, there's disagreement and debate over what these values mean and the best ways to achieve them. This is where political ideology comes in. We'll discuss political ideology a lot more specifically in the back half of the unit, but for now, let's define it as a consistent set of ideas and beliefs about the purpose and scope of government. What should the government be doing or not doing, and how much power should it have? The big three political ideologies for AP Gov are, in alphabetical order, conservatives, liberals, and libertarians. Check out video 4.7 for all the details, but what these lessons are focused on is the process of a person obtaining their particular political ideology. In fact, that's basically the definition of political socialization. It's the process through which individuals acquire their political beliefs. In other words, what leads one person to becoming a traditional white picket fence conservative, while another person becomes a freedom-loving libertarian, and another is a progressive liberal marching for stronger gun control policies. Is it nature or nurture? Historically, the most significant source of political socialization is a person's parents and family, and the AP exam still says that family is the #1 source. I can't help but wonder if that's changing, and if social media and TikTok might be replacing it. But polling data suggests that most high school students share the ideology of their parents, and most of them still do once they become adults. Other factors for socialization include peers and schools. Additionally, religious organizations, the media, and especially social media these days can all influence a person's belief about the appropriate size and scope of government. US political culture is the widely shared core values, democratic ideals, and principles about the relationship between citizens and the government. The core values we discussed previously are a hugely important part of this, like rule of law, individualism, and the others. Americans generally think that democracy is a good thing and support the ability of citizens to influence governmental policies and want the government to be responsive to the people. You might be wondering about people from other countries and where they fit into this. And the fact is that globalization influences US political culture as well. When most people think of globalization, they might think of trading goods internationally, buying and selling stuff, factories moving overseas, that kind of thing. But ideas and values also cross borders. Americans are both influenced by and influence the values of other countries. And this global exchange of ideas significantly affects the political socialization of Americans. Americans seem to have exported a love for free markets and imported a taste for regulation and government-run healthcare. Next are two factors that contribute to differences in beliefs: generational and life cycle effects. Generational effects refer to different voting patterns and political beliefs across various generations. We're thinking of Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, baby boomers, and even the silent generation. It turns out that the differences between generations goes beyond how they use emojis and whether they stan Bad Bunny, Kanye, Nirvana, or the Beatles. Each generation tends to be more liberal than the previous one, especially on social issues. If you see words like baby boomers or millennials on a test question, it's a good indication that we're talking about generational effects, comparing people across generations. Be careful not to confuse this with life cycle effects, which suggest that people focus on different issues at different stages in life. For example, younger voters might care more about a candidate's proposal to reduce the cost of college, while a middle-aged voter might focus more on tax rates and care about child care tax credits. And an older voter might just focus on old age programs like Medicare and Social Security. This isn't a generational thing. The important thing is where a person is in their own life cycle, and as people age, their priorities often shift. Young people are typically big fans of freedom and appreciate not being told what to do. But as people get older, they often are willing to trade some of that freedom in exchange for more security. And I guess that makes sense. They probably have more to lose, so they want their stuff protected. And if they have a kid, they probably want it to be safe. And lastly, topic 4.4 points out that major political events that occur during young adulthood have a substantial influence on our political attitudes and beliefs. Whether it's the revolutionary protest movements of the 1960s, the transformative impact of 9/11, or experiencing COVID-19 and the associated government experiments with authoritarianism, these events at an impressionable age can leave an indelible mark on our political ideologies, shaping them far into the future. To be clear, the event a person experiences doesn't determine how it will influence their ideology. Take 9/11, for example. For one young person living through it, it might lead to intense feelings of nationalism and patriotism, and may lead to them becoming more conservative as they support a stronger national defense to prevent such events. While another person may see the excesses of policies like the Patriot Act, and it may lead to them becoming more libertarian and opposed to the coercive powers of the government. And yet another person may see the horrors of the wars on terror in Iraq and become more liberal, opposing the US's foreign policy. Alright, that's it for this one. Until next time, this has been a Money production. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you so much. If you want to, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I really can't thank you enough. And if you're looking for a great way to prepare for the AP exam, you might want to check out the Ultimate Review Packet. It's awesome. Either way, I will see you in the next video.